Hey guys, what's going on? GreenbergSports here, and today we're going to be showing you the best methods to make stubs in MLB The Show 20. We've got a lot of methods to talk about: investing, flipping, collections, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Right here, we're taking a look at the community market. And for those of you who have been playing the game recently, you would know that there was a 7th inning conquest map, the Shark map, that had home run derby packs in it. So what happened was when that pack came into the game, the supply for these base cards, especially these low base cards for the home run derby, their values plummeted. They were very close to quick sell value. So what I did was, when I got the cards, I decided I was going to hold. I got the card for free, but it's still kind of the same concept of as an investment in real life, right? Buy low, sell high. I said, I know that the value of these cards are going to go back up a few days after, everybody has sold off their initial set, and now the demand has gone back up and the supply has gone back up, right? So now I've held these cards for a little bit. They've gone up from about 7,000 maybe you could get for them back when the Conquest map dropped, but now you could sell them for 10,000. So I'm going to go ahead and place the card here that I had. I'll put it up for 10,060 stubs. Oh, if I put the right number. 10,060 stubs. That means I'm going to receive 9,054 stubs. You have to keep in mind that there's a 10% tax whenever you're selling anything on the market. So to go back to our original explanation, if you had bought this card at the time for 7,000 stubs, or even 6,000 if you had placed a buy order, you could have made 9,000 off of these, selling them now. 3,000 a card. If you had done that 10 times, you would have made 30,000 stubs. So that's kind of investing, is understanding this game's market. When those cards come into the Conquest maps, when the new programs come out, their values tend to drop. And then a little bit after the Conquest map, everybody has sold off their card that they got. Now the values are going to go back up. So understanding this game and understanding the market and when cards tend to be low and holding them until they get high again, that's a good way to make subs. Is just, like I said, understanding the market. You can also do this with live series cards. Gomes is his name. He does videos on roster update predictions. So the idea is, you buy a card. When it becomes a silver, the quick sell value is 1,000 stubs. Now the card becomes a diamond. Now you're guaranteed at least 5,000 stubs. The problem with that is, whenever somebody like that makes a prediction video, then now see our Tino Martinez just sold for 9,000. So these cards sell quickly. I could have done that 10 times. I would have made 30,000 stubs. But anyway, these cards, they're going to become diamonds. But the problem is, when somebody like that makes a video and they're like, oh, well, this guy's going to get a diamond. Then all of a sudden everybody buys up the card, and then you have the problem of, now the card's value is 3,000 or 4,000. It turns into a diamond, then you sell it for 5,000. The profit's just not there anymore. So this is not my favorite method. If you can really kind of guess before everybody's kind of on the upgrade train that, hey, I think this guy's going to have a big week, I'm going to invest in his card. Giancarlo Stanton, for example. A lot of people thought this card was going to become a diamond back in the first couple weeks of the season. He was really going off. This card was selling for almost 5,000 stubs. So you hardly would have made any money unless they really upgraded him to like a 90 or something. So yeah, that's kind of, I'm not a huge fan of investments for live series. I think it's a little too volatile. I don't think the margins are there. Somebody try to convince me otherwise in the comments. Maybe I do want to invest. See, look at, here's exactly what I'm talking about. You'd buy this card now for 4,962. He becomes a diamond. He's quick selling for 5,000. He's most likely not going to sell for 5,000 on the market. He might go up to 6,000 maybe, but I just don't think there's that big of a margin to be made off of these guys, especially when everybody suspects that the card's going to get upgraded. Now everybody's jacking up the price. So that's my personal opinion on investing. I talked a little bit about that in length. Let's go into flipping. So flipping, instead of investing where you're going to be buying low and holding, for the card to go up in value later. With flipping, you're pretty much just buying it and selling it right away. And that involves looking for a good margin. Now, typically, I don't flip the high cards. Now, with the high cards, you have a tendency to get more money. So let's look at this Eddie Murray right here. Say we were to sell him for $115,000. That means we would get $103,000. We bought the card for $90,100. That would be 13,000 Stubs profit. But the problem is when you're dealing with cards that volatile, it takes a lot of money out of your account that you could be using to flip other cards. And also, you can't, the card value might suddenly tank a little bit if some kind of new promotion comes out, new program, something like that. So you have to always be aware of the market. But I just find those to be riskier and they don't move as quickly. So the money, you don't have that money to invest to flip other cards. So I like to aim a little bit lower. So let's look at somebody like this Christian Pache. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but let's say we bought him now for $16,810. That's probably what I would look to buy him at right now. Let's say we could sell him for $22,975. That means we would get $20,677 for him. That would be about a 3,000 stub profit. I would consider doing that flip. That's a decent flip right there. The higher the card is, generally the higher the margin you want to get because you're taking on more risk and it's more money that you can't actively invest in other cards to flip. So Ryan Braun, I like to look at this margin right here, like 5,000 stubs. So let's say, for example, we sold this card for $13,425, right? That would mean we would receive 12,000. So we would buy this card about 9,000. That'd be what? About 3,000 stubs profit, give or take. So I'm actually going to put in for this card right now. Let's say we put in an offer for $8,910. Obviously, the idea with flipping is you're always going to want to put in a buy order. And then when you're doing a sell, you're going to want to put in a sell order. You don't want to be doing buy or sell orders when you're trying to flip cards. You really shouldn't be doing buy orders or sell orders at all, really, in my opinion. If you're trying to maximize your stubs, you always want to try to buy the card for as low as you can and sell it for as much as you can. Here's another card with a very high margin, but then again, this might be very risky. So let's say we were to sell, let's just say 72,000 even. How much would we get out of that? 64,000. So that would be about 20,000 stubs profit. But then again, it's risky. It might be hard for you to get rid of this card. I don't think that card is really worth 72,000 stubs. These prospect cards, they've gone up tremendously because of the Mike Trout collection. So that also goes back to investing. A lot of people bought these cards, these legend cards, right before the Trout collection came out and then sold them very high the day it came out because everybody was trying to get those collections done. This is another one might be a good flip right here. 21,000. Let's say 21,000 even. We could probably get a little more than that. 18,900. So if we bought it for 13,900, that would be exactly a 5,000 stub profit. I'm actually going to try for that. Let's say we put in an offer for 13,905. And let's see if we can get that card sold to us. The higher the value, generally the longer it's going to take to flip. But one thing I do want to point out before we wrap up our conversation about flipping, I like buying these low goals. Obviously, you have to keep roster updates in mind. Right now, as I'm recording this video, we're in the middle of the season, so whenever there's a roster update, things might change. But let's say we sold this card for $12.95. We will receive 1,165 stubs, which is not a lot, but we're going to buy the card for $1,005. We're going to make 160 stubs profit. But the thing is, when you buy the card for 1,005 stubs, the worst we can do is lose 5 stubs off the quick sell value. There's very minimal risk of buying these cards. So I tend to buy a lot of these all at once, and then I flip them. And people will sell them to you at this value, even though it's less than quick sell, because some people just don't understand the market. It's very important you understand the quick sell values and you understand the market. That's the best way to make stubs. So that's pretty much it for the market. I may do a more in-depth video on investing and flipping, and there's a lot to talk about with these topics. This is kind of just trying to scratch the surface a little bit, but I think I gave you some good tips so you can go and start to invest and flip and start to sink your teeth into these subjects, because if you're looking to make a lot of stubs, upgrade your team, working the community market is one of the best ways to do it, in my opinion. Let's get into our next topic, which is the collections. So one of the best collections that you should absolutely be doing is going for Mickey Mantle. Not the most profitable thing to do, but you should be doing it. And the only part of these collections that's really profitable is doing the collect 10. So what you want to do is place a buy order for these for 5 stubs. People will fill them. They will sell them to you. That means 10 of these cards at 5 stubs. That's going to be 50 stubs, right? So you put them in, you're going to make 150 stubs every time you do this for 30 teams. So you're going to make a lot of profit off of doing that. The rest of these aren't really as profitable, but you do want to be doing them because you'll be getting XP, and then as you're going up, you'll get XP very quick doing the Mantle collection, and as you go up in XP, you're going to get stubs, you're going to get players. It's going to help pay for buying these cards as well. So that's something to bear in mind. Now, those aren't the most profitable collections. Depending upon the division, like with the AL Central, you may even be able to make profit off of this because of how cheap it is to do the AL Central. The cards are very cheap. The Tigers don't even have a single gold. The Royals, they used to not have any elites. Now they have Whit Merrifield. Generally, the collections have gotten more expensive. I think Shane Bieber was not a diamond. He became a high diamond. So, yeah, that's the collections for the live series. But what you're going to want to do is these Trout collections. Even if you're not ready to do Trout yet, it's not a bad idea to do these collections. For example, these prospect cards. You're going to earn these cards in Team Affinity. They're like very early on in the Team Affinities. And you're going to get them. These cards are no sellable anyway. You can't sell these cards on the market. So they're going to be doing nothing in your binder anyway. This card is actually earned for doing the starter conquest at Tim Tebow. You might as well lock those cards in. You'll get thousands of stubs just for locking those cards into this collection here. Then the Players League, you'll get a lot of these for free if you do the player programs or the inning programs. These cards are given out all the time. You lock these cards in, you're going to get 1,500 stubs. You do the cover cards. These are in the XP reward path. Lock them in for 1,500 stubs, even more than that. These Tops Now cards, if you're doing these weekly programs, you're going to get these for free for the moments. 2 of them sometimes, I think one of them had 3 free cards. And this card you can get for free as part of the first inning program moments. You'll get 2,500 stubs just for locking these cards in. So that's kind of go through these cards. A lot of these you'll earn for free. This Edwin Encarnacion is a free card. Trevor Hoffman is free for doing the Babe Ruth program. Hal Newhouser, he's in one of the high diamond packs. He's free. Mariano Rivera, I got for free as one of the inning bosses. Ryan Sandberg is free. If you're doing Mickey Mantle, you're going to get Craig Biggio for free. Jackie Robinson is a player program for free. So you get all these free cards, you lock them in, you get 1,500 subs, right? Same thing for these cards, right? You're going to get these cards as you level up through the XP reward path. You might as well then go in here and lock these cards in for free. You're going to need them towards Trout, and a lot of these cards you'll get for free. These cards, I think this is the Dodgers reward. This is the AL Central reward. This is a player program, free card. Player program, free card. So you might as well lock these cards in. You know, the cheapest ones that you can get, this card is free. You get at the very beginning of the game. So you want to lock in the cheapest cards possible and the free cards. So that's kind of that. I think we talked about the cover cards, and you kind of get the idea with the face of the franchise as well. These early cards, these are all no sellable. So you might as well lock them in here and get the 3,000 stubs. Same thing goes with the Lightning. These monthly rewards cards, which you should be doing. These are great cards to add to your team. And also you're going to get tons of stubs and XP for locking these cards into this collection. And you also get this Ducks on the Pond pack, which has the Elite round in it too. So that is the Chapman and the Ernie Banks. Those cards are worth over 100,000 that you could potentially pull in this pack just for doing these monthly awards cards, which again cost no stubs. You can choose to spend stubs if you want, but I don't recommend doing that. You can get them for free. And so you get the idea, right? You earn these prestige cards, you lock them in for free. You get prestige cards just for grinding and online, or you can get them through the prestige XP reward path. Don't need to spend any stubs there. Same thing goes for these prestige cards, right? We just talked about the monthly awards cards. You might as well, they're no sellable anyway. Come in here and lock this card in for a free 1,000 stubs, right? Same thing goes for a mantle. No sell card, you might as well come in here and lock him in for 1,000 free stubs. So that's that. Stadiums too. These minor league stadiums, they're dirt cheap. People will probably give them to you. It feels like you're going to get them in packs all the time. So come in here, lock them in for 1,000 stubs. Same thing with the MLB stadiums. In the team Affinity, you're going to get these for free at like 5 points. I don't think you should pay for these stadiums because you'll get them in packs and you'll get them in the team Affinity. But once you have them all, you can come in here and lock them in. And also, if you're doing the Platinum Trophy, these are also required for the Platinum Trophy. So, good reason to lock them in 2 situations there. With the equipment, it's not quite as clear. If you get no sells, some of these bats, like they're no sell, like Jackie Robinson, some of the monthly awards bats, you can't sell them. You might as well lock them in for free stubs, right? And created player, assuming you're doing Mickey Mantle, you're going to be earning these cards. You're going to be buying these cards or earning them towards Mickey Mantle. So you might as well go in here, lock these cards in, and get your extra nearly 1,000 stubs. And especially with the golds, you'll earn a lot more than that. These are cards that are going to become no sellable anyway because you're probably going to lock them into the Mickey Mantle collection. You might as well come in here and get your free stubs. And same thing for the trophies, right? If you're going for the Platinum Trophy, you're going to be earning these trophies anyway. But in my opinion, you should take a no-sell card like one of the player programs, lock in your diamond, free 1,000 stubs. Same thing for all of these, right? 1,000 stubs just for putting a silver in here. These cards we just talked about, you're going to be locking these cards in for Mickey Mantle anyway. You're going to be locking them into your created program, but then you can also come in here, get 1,000 stubs, 3,000 XP, and get that trophy. So that's about it for collections. You should do all these starter collections too. 500 subs just for locking in some common cards you're going to get for free throughout the game. So another method you're going to want to be doing to make stubs in the game is by clearing out your binder. So what does that mean? That means, as you're playing the game, you're going to be accruing these cards. And what you're going to want to be doing is when you have extras, if you've already committed them into your Mickey Mantle collection, you're going to want to just go into the market and sell these cards. But when you're selling them, typically I'll put them for the nearest 5. But what you're going to want to do is create a sell order and try to sell it for as much as you can. Because right now, if I go in and I sell this for 458, I'm going to lose 300 stubs over what I could be selling it for. So, when you do that a lot of times, over time you're going to lose a lot of stubs by just doing sell now instead of creating a sell order and selling it for the highest price possible. So, you're going to want to do that for every card that you have in your binder. If you play the game a lot, you've been playing for a bunch of months, you might have a whole lot of these cards sitting around in your binder. So, you just want to go through team by team and sell off all these extra cards that you have. And you might be saying, well, what about investing? Well, investing you might want to be doing, but you don't want to be doing that for every single card in your binder. So cards that you're not planning on investing, you have duplicates, go ahead and sell these. So, I'm just going ahead and listing these up for the nearest 5. You might notice I have some of these no-sell cards, and you might be saying, what can we do for these cards? You might just say, well, all right, just quick sell them. If you quick sell this card, it's going to be 100 stubs. But you're not going to want to do that. You're going to want to do exchanges, and we'll go over that in a second. But you kind of get the idea here. You just want to be going team by team and going through and clearing out all these cards. And you also want to be going through, you most likely won't have too many duplicate flashbacks, but you never know, you might have accidentally gotten a duplicate somewhere. And you just want to go through and make sure that you're clearing all these cards out of your binder. And I also wanted to be pointing out, you want to be going through your equipment as well and clearing out any duplicates that you have as well. These silver equipment cards, they pretty much go for quick sell value. But in the event that you have any duplicate, like any gold equipment items, you might as well list these up because these go for higher than quick sell value. And you could add them to the collections, but I tend to find that you'll probably get more money for them on the market than you would in a collection. So you can go through that with all of these as well, the home run animations and all this other stuff. Some of them might look like they're sellable, and you go to click on them, they're not sellable. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. So once you're done clearing everything out and you're just left with your no sells, you're going to want to go into exchanges, exchange players. We had a lot of silver, so let's go into the silver to gold exchange. And we're going to want to do this for no sellable cards, because if the cards are sellable, just sell them on the market. You'll get more than you will through this method. So we'll exchange that card. Just looking for no sell cards here. I got a lot of cards in my binder that I need to clear out that are sellable. So we have 2 of these, 2 of these, and another one of those, and that one. So we're actually quite a bit over. So let's try. You want to try to be as close as you can. You don't want to try and put too much extra in, because then you're going to waste money that you could be using. So that's probably as close as we're going to get it. Exchange. And now that's going to go ahead and give us a gold player. So you might be asking, why do you want to do that? Well, I think I exchanged, maybe 5 or 6 silver players there. So that would be 600 quick sell, and I'm guaranteed at least 1,000, more likely at least 1,200. So we got Seth Lugo. His sell now price is $15.77. So we'll go ahead and exchange. We'll sell him, see what we can get for him. So we can actually sell him for $19.80. So that was actually a pretty good gold right there. On the upper end of gold, sometimes like Walker Buehler 3,400, you can make 2,000 or 3,000 stubs with this method. So it's better than just quick selling them for 100 a piece. You might as well roll the dice. You're pretty much guaranteed to make a profit, a little profit, but you might as well see, maybe you get a guy that sells for 3,000 out of it. You can get any gold out of that pack, so it's a potential to make some stubs. Another stub making method in MLB The Show 20 is team affinities. So with the team affinities, every single MLB team has one, and essentially you just earn points towards unlockables within that team. So for example, you can earn cards, team affinity packs, stubs, all these kinds of things on the team affinity path. Right now it goes up to 190, and eventually we're going to get stage 4. It's going to take us up to 240. But these are a great way to earn stubs, because you'll get stub rewards, players, packs as you're going through this. But one of the most important things to note is, besides this 5,000 stubs here at 160, you can earn the stage 3 face of the franchise players are sellable in game. So what's nice about that is, if you don't want to keep them for your team, you can go ahead and sell them, and these values obviously vary based upon the team that you're doing it for. But that's a great thing to keep in mind, that you don't need all 30 of these cards for your team. Some of them you may want to choose to sell off and make 20 to 30,000 stubs, maybe more or less, depending upon the player that you get. And if you don't want to sell them, you could still go on and get the 2,500 subs here and the 5 ball and as a habit packs here, which have at least 1 guaranteed gold in them. So in these 5 packs, you're guaranteed to make at least 5,000 stubs. You should be doing team affinities anyway. Get yourself prepared for stage 4. I imagine there's going to be some pretty great cards coming up in stage 4 for every single team. So I've been working, to grind these team affinities, and it's great to get the rewards, you get the players, you get the packs, and just for using these players on your team or doing March to October's moments, things like that. So I think you should be doing these anyway, but they are a great stub making method too. So that's team affinity. Then I want to talk about moments too. Moments are actually a pretty good way to make stubs, in my opinion. The all-timers program, you should be doing these, because you're going to want to earn Babe Ruth for your squad. As you're doing that, you're going to get 6,000 subs just for doing all of these missions, and then you're going to get an extra 2,000 stubs on top of that as a bonus for completing all these missions. So you're going to get 8,000 stubs on top of the stubs you're going to earn just by playing the game, on top of the stub rewards you're going to get for winning. So that goes up here too. You're going to get another extra 5,000 for completing all the MLB moments. And then team affinity as well. You're going to get 10,000 stubs for beating all of these stage 1 through 3 missions, and 5 bowling as a habit packs. And then kind of you want to go through here and just look and see, these are all pretty good stub making methods too. And you're just going to want to look for guys that have rewards, especially. This one's going to have a live series for beating the diamond set here. That's 5,000 subs, right? So you're going to want to look through here and just see which moments are going to have bonuses. So this is going to have, you're going to earn 6,500 subs just for doing the Father's Day missions, but then you're also going to get 5 show packs, which has the potential to pull, you get a diamond, you're going to pull 5,000 stubs. You might just get a gold, you might get an extra 1,000, but still, that's, you take that, right? So that's kind of that. And, these cards, you could potentially sell these cards for 8,000 or 9,000 stubs because they're all diamonds and people are buying them to go towards Trout. So that's moments, pretty decent way to earn stubs. And last thing we're going to want to talk about is stub sales. Right now, there's a stub sale running in-game. If you're going to buy stubs, you might as well buy them on sale. But when there is a stub sale, the prices in the market tend to go down a little bit. It depends on what else is. Typically, when there's a stub sale, there's something else going on in the game. Right now, there really isn't. But sometimes, that's why it's important to watch the market. But stub sales can drop the price of certain cards. So that is just something to bear in mind. Those are all the methods I can think of for right now. I might edit this video and maybe add in 1 or 2 more later on. But I think that covers most of the main stub making methods that I can think of. If you think I missed any, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more MLB The Show 20 content like this. Tons of tips and Platinum Trophy guides, as well as gameplays. Working on Moneyball Extreme right now. Working our all-common squad up to be a elite squad, God squad even. So thank you so much for watching again, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.